Oh, uh-oh. What row? I think I kicked it earlier on accident or something. Hold on. Elgato, deactivate, activate. And we're back. Okay. So it's been a little while since I played Phoenix, right? I kind of remember what was going on. Something about a circus and other people's monkeys. Money the monkey. Monkey the money. Exactly. 4-1 trial. December 30th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Tee. Oh. What voice? Oh, I probably like the Valley girl. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. There we go. There she is. Regina! How fabulous. My sweetie pie princess. Alright. You came to watch my performance today? Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Oh no. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess. You'll fly at the end? It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on. Or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Oh, boy. Is she? Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to ya. Alright, Jacksepticeye. Sneaking in. Oh, everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo. Top of the morning to you, governor. Oh, God. Top of the morning. Well, that's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Okay. Okay, we're laughing. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Jesus Christ, everybody. They just knew. Oh my, thanks. So, how are you today, Wright? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm gonna face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? I mean, yeah, based on the amount of people. It's not like the lion came back from the dead. It's not like his brother came back from his coma. And everybody else was sufficiently accounted for. Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I gotta worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. Oh, Phoenix. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. What? Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right. But it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. And she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. Oh, man. Ooh. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes. That's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. Yeah. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. 10 a.m. on the dot. Courtroom number 2. We have Francisco with us. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. I don't know what. It's just the vague European accent with Von Karma. I don't know. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Are you sure? Order, order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are not prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation of prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Aw, poor Gumshoe. Yeah. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work. Or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Name and occupation. What voice did I do not remember any of these voices. Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Very Big Circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. Wait. I don't know. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. It was just after 10 p.m., and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump from outside the window. Wait, how can he see out of his window from so far away? Oh. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. Someone else could be wearing a costume! Okay. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that is the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. I fucking hate these dogs. Oh my god. Help me. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your own old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There is no way that actually happened. Very well. You may proceed with your cross-examination. Now, first of all, how did you see from out the window and down from your bed? Especially if there's no way you can quickly get yourself over there. I was just resting in my bed, and oh my god, these dogs. So I heard the dog. I did hear the dog. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise outside the window. A few moments later, I saw someone flying right by the window. It was Max Galactica. The light in your room was turned off then, right? Yeah, that too. That's true. I was going to bed after all. So, with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window? The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. Then that's not fucking good enough. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. Yeah, I guess so. There's a contradiction, I'm sure. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. Objection! If there's a oh no. Okay. Prove it with evidence. She's right, but let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? So, time of death? Maybe? I don't know. Oh yeah, the hat. If it flew away, like if he flew away with it, why would it be at the crime scene? Oh, there we go. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. Yeah, fucking... There's so many... I'm not gonna say nothing. That would have been quite difficult considering the state I'm in. Just looking outside of the window is a tough enough challenge for me. That means you didn't see any goddamn thing. You didn't see anything. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? No. Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has 2 silk hats? No. This is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Order, order.
Objection!
As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? What? Why? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. Oh, how about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? He has a grudge against... Well... He does have a grudge against Max, probably. No, he doesn't. Does he? Ooh. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion... accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. Ha ha ha. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, do not allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. He's staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling. Okay, whoops. I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Yeah, I guess he can plead the fifth. Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of murder of all things... See? Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Sorry. The judge's voice makes me yawn. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Phoenix is a poopy head. See that, Mr. Phoenix, right? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. Well... Yeah, of course he did. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. What? If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider, pretty set of possible accomplices. You don't say. Did I get it wrong? Not good, not good. This is going to end well. No. Okay. What? You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. Wright, did I fuck it up? It seems... No! Oh. It seems you won't be able to stop it at Akro, but will make the other accusations. If Akro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. Gulp. Very well. Let's continue. Who, perchance? The fucking monkey.
Take that!
He's got it. You don't say. Uh-oh. This is suddenly looking very, very bad. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. Oh, did you hear that? Hear what? Did I just fuck it up? What? Foundation. Yes, Mr. Wright. Oh, crap. Oh, the bust. Okay, wait. Yeah, this thing.
Take that!
Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Oh, did I... What? Ah! Crap. Arg. What are you doing, Nick? What is... I guess not. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbing about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Akko planned and committed this murder all by himself. Order, order! What the? What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick! Now I'm gonna have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Akra murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it! Mr. Phoenix writes, if this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. I should save. When the crime was committed, where exactly was Mr. Ding? And he was in his room. Where he said he was.
Take that!
He was obviously here the entire time. That's Akro's room? Pretty simple, eh? Akro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can be only one correct answer. Akro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. A game theory. That's it? Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Oh, do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course. That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. I gotta give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Do I have it now? I don't think I can present it now. I think we will finally be graced with an explanation. Don't push, Yvonne Karma. What? You aren't gonna suck me in this time. I'm smart enough to know when I don't have the cards to play. My hand sucks right now. Oh no. Did I pick the wrong thing again? Oh, what do you mean, Mr. Wright? He means that... Okay, let's go back. Okay, present evidence. I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingling use? Okay. So now I answer the bust.
Take that!
Oh, what's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust? It's quite a large bust. And because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ah! Oh, the birds. Go bye-bye. Oh, see? This is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactical's ample bust. Oh, that's so funny. Order, order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Oops. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit.
Objection!
How could you possibly fill a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible.
Objection!
Well, Acro is an acrobat. He was an acrobat. Yeah, I don't know. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acker's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. You can't. Blah, blah, blah. Ouchies. I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? On Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time.
Objection!
There's absolutely no need for such testimony.
Objection!
The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? Mr. Dealing, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink to any low to win a case. Oh boy. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? Oh, hey, sorry, I just noticed your message. Okay. We're getting some expert testimony, huh? I have... here, time. I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could have not known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe someone died. That's what I was thinking. What's your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Am I allowed to press things now? Okay.
Hold it!
Have you ever lifted up the bust before? No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own two hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. So money can carry it? Money? That crazy monkey had lifted Max's bust before? Put the monkey on the stand. Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingling.
Hold it!
So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But, no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear.
Own it!
And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window.
Own it!
How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window.
Own it!
Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window? Thus, there is no way that I would have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I don't think you were aiming for the ringmaster's head. Suppose you got a point. Hey, Nick? Huh? What if you turn things around? What if you think of it sort of like this? If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. That does make sense. If only I could prove somehow. Wasn't it the box? That Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem. It wouldn't have been a problem at all. Sorry. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right. I could have done that. However, there is no way that I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? The Acro is strong enough to lift up the bust. The main problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head. I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you got. I have to be careful. I have something that fits perfectly with the case. I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. But maybe we overlooked something. Okie-dokie. Impossible. No way. Lower body. It's impossible to know the location of the ringmaster's head. Here, I'll save real quick just in case I'm wrong. The other bliss box.
Objection!
Yeah. Acro. You didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
Objection!
Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I just did. I did such a good job at hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. Look at this photograph. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? the same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box is already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean... If the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would have been no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Order, order, order! This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going. There's only one way to go from here. Forward. So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ow, 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 oh my god. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box is so specifically made. Specially made. Wrong voice. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. I mean, I guess the contents. Do you recall what was inside the wooden box? There was only a small bottle of pepper, wasn't there? Get on with it. Well... What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? I don't see a relationship between the location of his head and the box's contents. Oh, whoopsie. Oh. Had the most peculiar feature. I guess the weight. Skipping ahead a little bit. The box has a remarkable weight. Weight? According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required. Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift up with her body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be approximately in the same place. Fool! Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? I remember. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Ah, that means he did have an accomplice. That's what I'm trying to say. You understand what I mean, don't you? The monkey did it! The monkey did it! Oh, I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? The monkey! Let me talk about the monkey. You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Arg! I wanted to say it earlier. Tell us exactly how the witness could have carried the bust from the cafeteria. Yep, I definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all. Here, your explanation. How did the witness get to the using the monkey?
Take that!
A monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room?
Objection!
But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Objection!
Maybe you should put the whip down and sometimes and read the court record. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they're all made of platinum, which is very shiny. What? Yeah, same. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bust back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order, order, I said order. Miss Von Karma. Where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. When you mean this bust was the murder weapon, purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Exactly. Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Oh! Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Flamboozled. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. Ow. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Ah. There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Oh god. Answer this, and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? It was no. It was the bust. Right?
Take that!
Did I get it? Oh, he still makes ow! I asked who the other person most saw. Who was the other person most saw on the scene? That evidence has nothing to do with the question. Oh, au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette, but he did not see the man. Actually, see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How is that possible? It's simple, really. It's elementary, my dear judge. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
Objection!
What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
Objection!
There was no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would have been easy to hang one off the cards in the bust's hands. Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Wait just a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is the utmost important to this case. Don't you agree? Don't. He got me. Jeez. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Well, okay. It would have had to been him. Because he was the only other human there, kinda.
Take that!
Fool! Him? You are saying it was the victim himself? Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust. Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Accra used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust. And dangled the bust out of his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than the ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. Oh no. And at the very instant the bust hit the victim. Shit. Wow, okay. Yeah. You wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the coat up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness, of course, was Lawrence Moe Curls, the clown. Larry Moe and Curly. Then, when Moe looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Akro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. Well, he killed Eggman. I can't believe it. Dr. Eggman, no! And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off was the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you! Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Oh lord. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Shut up, Judge. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. Shit! Run! I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, let's use that and get out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Okay. I want hard proof that you unravel the trick to this mud. Okay. guess it would have to be this photo. I don't know.
Take that!
I don't... What? Okay, so it's not that. Unravel the trick. What the heck? Did I present that already?
Take that!
No. So not that one. Hard proof that you unravel a trick. In this magic case. Well, yeah, the cloak is gone now. So I guess the crime photo? No? Not that one. Oop. Nope, nope. I guess the symbols? Right? Aha! Wait, hold on. Here, that's... Oh my god, stop. Just let me... Okay. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses? Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bus hat. I hate that. The bus. I don't know. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, when did he see the silk hat? Well, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Objection!
Fine, you got that one. But what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember that what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? The cloak is backwards. Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Ah! Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order, order. Okay. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally found the towel. Nope. Nope. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This fitness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to this circus is well aware of this. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Akko's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Akko deeply respected the ringmaster. Akko's motive. It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I think so too. Judge's voice always makes me yawn. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. After I get 10 minutes on the swing after my sandwich. That's just what I imagine courtroom people like on a little merry-go-round little circle thing that you break your arm on at least once as a child. Or like the seesaws, fighting over the seesaw. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. Okay. I am surprisingly sleepy. Thanks to Judge's voice. It uses a lot of oxygen. But yeah, I'll end things here for tonight. And tomorrow I'll do a longer stream, probably. So I'll end things off like I always do by saying good morning, good afternoon, good night, good luck, good riddance, and stay safe. And say twice for good luck. And I will see y'all next time for our dramatic trial scene where someone got beat up by a statue. See ya next time.